Hello, Sanity Seekers. Thank you for joining me. We're going to do a video today on a alcohol ink artwork on a nice big tile, and I hope you enjoy. Alright. This is alcohol ink, so it's stinky, and we need isopropyl alcohol to dilute it and move it around and do all the cool things with it. So I'm just topping up my containers. Look guys, it's potent stuff. You're going to need a mask and a fan and an open window. Highly recommend that. Otherwise you're going to be a bit dizzy and maybe see some things that aren't real. Maybe it'll be better for your artwork. Who knows? Don't do it though. Anyway, nice big tile to work on, and I'm going to give it a clean so I've got a nice fresh start. And look, alcohol ink has a mind of its own. It's going to do its own thing, let's be honest. But we're going to entice it to do kind of what we would like it to do. And today I'm going to work on a landscape. So with a variety of inks and some alcohol on the bottom here. Oh, I love watching it bleed together. Gosh, it's beautiful. Then we're going to blow it around and see what kind of effect we have. And lots of colours, lots of alcohol, a little blower. You can either use a hand blower, like what I'm doing here. There's also an air gun, like a painting gun thing, which I will use later in the video for the acrylic ink. You can also use a heat gun. Each one has different kinds of control or lack of control, which can work to your favour. I'm going for a lack of control because I want it to be a bit more fluid in the effect. So here in the background it's quite pale and dull, and that is because the ink is not very thick. So I'm going for like a faded background effect for the sky, so that's why I've got it that way. And we're starting on the hills and the mountains, and we basically just want to have it flow the hills working from the back to the front. And I love the little spidery fluffy effects on the edges, because they look like trees and bushes, and it's beautiful. It's all beautiful. And also not to do the same color each hill, if you know what I mean, because otherwise they just look a bit, I mean, it could look cool, could look very monotone, but that's not what I'm going for today. All those colours. I'm getting the tile too and just rocking it in order to let it run, more so than using the blower or the puffer. And I'm just tilting and moving the tile itself in order to manipulate the ink. So pretty. I love how it's starting to look like there's mist rolling in. That section's quite dry, so I'm putting the alcohol ink and the ink. No, the alcohol and the ink to manipulate it into another hill that's overlapping and coming forward. As you put the fresh ink and or alcohol over the top of the older ink, it will push the old ink out of the way and create a beautiful edge and some kind of definition. And you need to work that to your favour. Notice too, I'm trying to make the colours maybe come a little bit stronger as we come more to the forefront. Because as we know, the further things are away, the more faded they look. I do have a little scratch there, but fix that later, it's fine. I'm going to make a moon. So I'm just, because the alcohol ink in the background is so thin, it's quite easy to rub off with a tissue. And I'm just using a black ink and some alcohol to colour the moon, because I don't want it just like a white circle. That would be weird and stupid. So I'm using the greys and the blacks to create definition and a bit of a 3D effect. And I'll pop just one dot of alcohol, and it's going to spread evenly and beautifully and make more of a perfect circle, and look at it move. So good for your soul. Just watching it is good for your soul. And now I've got like this beautiful effect around the edge, so it looks 3D, it's more perfect, it's kind of got a luminescence to it, and I'm really happy with that. I could have left it there, but I wanted to play with some acrylic ink, so I've popped some drops down the bottom, nice thick drops, and I'm using the air gun to manipulate the beads of ink into wiry branches. Nice. I'm going for like a dried, bushy, brambly, dead bunch of trees that the birds and the bats and the wildlife like to nest in and commune, especially overnight. There we go, covered up the spots. That's just water and my tiny little nail brush, and I'm popping a few bats and birds and nests and things in amongst my brambles. I'm not 100% sure if that's called a bramble, but it looks brambly to me. Like, if I feel brambly is a good description of this. How tiny that is. The lack of control that you have over your ink and the airbrush, like you're just manipulating a very vague suggestion of what you want to do, but that gives it its natural form, and I love that. Anyway, mask off, let's go seal it, and that'll be our artwork for today. If you found value in this video, please consider giving me a like. If you like this type of thing, give it a subscribe, come over to my channel, be a sanity seeker, and this is the type of stuff you'll find. Like lots of artwork. I like to do miniatures, and also, look, we're artists. Anything funky that takes my fancy, I'm going to give it a go, and that's what this channel's for. So see you in the next video. Thank you for joining me.